Then you look at the likes of Kingsley Edowu come in for Anayo Iwala. I don't know what's happening to Esperance de Tunis, having won 2 Champions Leagues on the bounce. Don't forget, they won it in 2018. Then they won it in the 18-19 season. So they won 2 Champions League on the bounce. At that time, the coach that was there was a certain Tunisian in Moen Shabani. And in that Moen Shabani team, I must admit, the quality in the attacking third was way better than that of the one that they have right now. But for me, you cannot undermine the quality of this one. Although in the 2018 to the 19 one that they won it, they had the likes of Frankom in midfield. You look at players like Taha Yassin Hainisi. You look at Anis Badri, who went and is back in the team, but he's not like the Anis Badri that we used to know, who used to control the game for them. You talk of Yusuf Belahili. Yusuf Belahili, who aided Algeria into winning the 2019 AFCON, who in this, the last AFCON, showed his quality, and he has been showing it for years for the Algerian national team. Then look at Saad Gale, who was also one of the players that was doing the job for them. All these players are out of the team to be replaced by Hamdi Elouni, who was part of the team that won the back-to-back Champions League. But that time, he was just a French player. He wasn't an integral member. Although you talk of Hussein Koulibaly, who is still over there. Look at Galaili, who is still over there. But for me, I think with those players, that's the reason why they are struggling. But it's no excuse, because look at the likes of Kingsley Edowu. They are banging the goals. Anayo Iwola is scoring the goals. But for me, kudos to a tentative for eliminating the Tunisians out of the Champions League. Don't forget, they won it 4 times, ESATF twice, but this around is the Algerians that are marching on into the last 4. Then we move on into the game that Nadi El Ali played in Morocco. Nadi El Ali went to Morocco and they showed their worth. They showed the reason why they are the custodians of the African Champions League. They show the reason why you cannot mention the Champions League in Africa without mentioning them. They are like the Real Madrid of the African Champions League. They won it 10 times. In the first leg in Egypt, the game wasn't all that pretty. It wasn't a game that they could boast about. They ended up winning by 2-1. So going to Morocco, for me, I expected them to draw that game. But I didn't think that they would be drawing in that manner. And kudos to Piso Ismani, because he made sure that he went over there and he mapped up a strategy that was able to overcome that of the Moroccans, because he made sure he went into the 5-4-1 formation. Normally, Nadi El Ali goes with either a 4-3-3 formation or with a 4-2-3-1 formation. He played with the double pivots. But in this game, he made sure that he would tuck in or he would draw back Hamdi Fati as part of the back 3. So he was the one that was in between Yasser Ibrahim and Mohamed Al-Mumin, who was a revelation in the last AFCON that Egypt appeared in the final, only to lose to Senegal. Then Hani Mohamed played as the right fullback. Ali Malul played as the left fullback. So those players in attacking transition, they will add up to the attacking players. But when they defend, they add up to become 5 players in defense. The 4 midfielders was Tahir Mohamed Tahir. He had Amir El Sulaya, Aliou Dieng, and Hussein El Shahat. Then the one that led the line wasn't Mohamed Sharif. He came out from the bench. It was Percy Tau, the South African international, that led the line as the low marksman over there. So he played with mobile attackers that can rotate and make sure that the defense of Raja will not know the player to pick up. So for me, it was very good and a very tactical display from Piso Musimani. Raja, on the other hand, also made sure that they went in with Anas Ziniti in goal post, because the first leg, they did the job for them. So Anas Ziniti did very well, saving a penalty from Ali Malul. Then they had Elias Haddad, Jamal Harkas, Abdullah Markour. Then look at Abdul Jalil Jibra as part of their back line. So they played a 4-3-3 formation. Unlike Nadi Ella that went into the game with a 5-4-1, Raja went into the game with a 4-3-3 formation. The 3 midfielders were Badret Bolarud. You look at Mohsin Motwali, the captain, and Mohamed Al Makasi. Then Fabrice Ngoma, the Congolese, who scored the goal for them. They had Hamid Ahadad and Mohamed as leaders. So these were the players that started the game for Raja Casablanca. But Nadi El Ali showed that in Africa, they are the custodians. They defended with their lives. They got a very good goal. They squandered a penalty through Ali Malul, and they eventually went all the way to the semi-finals. And for me, let's commend Piso Mismani and the guys for doing the job for Nadi El Ali. Elsewhere, in South Africa, at the FNB Stadium, for me, I call it a shocker because none of us saw this coming. Because Mamelodi Sundowns in the group stages, they were the team with the most points won in the group stages of the Champions League in Africa. In the 6 games that they played, they won 5 and drew only 1. And the 16 points that they picked was the most of any team in the group stages. They went all the way to Egypt for the first time in the history of Mamelodi Sundowns. The likes of Mankoba Iti, Steve Compella, and Rulani Mokoena, these 3 coaches led Sundowns to defeat Nadi El Ali. In the South African league already, they are leading by about some 13 points over there. Peter Shalile, the Namibian, is having a season of his life. And this game, they hoisted a Namibia flag in the stands, taking that one motivate him into scoring a goal. So this was a game that you thought everything was working out for them. The stadium was supposed to take 50% of the capacity, but per my checks and report, it took more than that capacity. But yet still, Sundowns in the first half couldn't score a goal despite missing a penalty. And the penalty was given to them as a result of the constant agitation of the yellow wall. That's the supporters of Mamelodi Sundowns. They did their bit to push the players for them to be able to get the elusive goal, because having lost the first leg by 2 goals to 1, having gotten the away goal, the win would have taken them into the semi-finals. And they were pushing the line of Brian Onyango Mandela, who scored the goal for them on the 49th minute. Dennis Onyango, the captain and the goalkeeper. Laila Kai, who played as the left wing, but because the coaches went into the 3-back system. Laila Kai and Tapelo Morena flanked the 3 defenders in Rasheen Deruk, Brian Onyango Mandela, and Andile Jali. They flanked them over there. The midfielders was Amethyst Relani and Leboham Mabui. They had Neo Maema, Peter Shalulile, and Temba Zuyani as the 3 attacking players over there. Whereas the Angolans had Wellington Gomez in goal post. They had Pedro Pinto, William Da Silva, Adriano Ungolao. Don't forget, the lineup is on the screen that you can go through yourself. They have Augusto Canaru. They had Pedro Miguel, Gleison Moreira, Joaquim Balanga, Eddie Afonso, Thiago Leal Azulao, who's converted the penalty, who scored in the reverse leg that was played in Angola, and Jaredi Tejera. These were the men that did the job. So despite the chance, despite the supporters of Sundowns cheering their players, they couldn't overcome the Angolans. Now, Petro Atletico de Luanda have qualified for the first time in their history to the last one. For me, I think this is a disappointment despite the investment that Sundowns have made season after season. They sign up players in the diaspora. They go all the way to South America, sign players like Gaston Leandro Serino from Uruguay, the European that's from Slovenia, and Pavel Safrenko, who has some 5 goals for them. So with all these players, you thought, and even in the South African Premier League, any good player plays for Sundowns, but their ceiling has always been the round 16 after winning it in 2016. So for me, I think they have to make sure they have a rethink and relook at themselves, because it's not good for a team that is the flag bearer of South African football. And yes, they can only bow out from the last 16. Then the last team to qualify was Wydad Athletic Club, or the last team we were talking about is Wydad Athletic Club, who drew with CR Belouizdad. Don't forget, the first leg that was played in Algeria, With that, went all the way to Algeria to defeat the Algerians, that's CR Belouizdad, by a goal to nil. So yesterday, the coach made sure he started in goal post Ahmed Reda Tagnaviti. He went in with a 4-2-3-1 formation. So the goalkeeper was Ahmed Reda Tagnaviti. He had Ayub M. Al-Amloud. He had Yahya Atiat Allah as part of the defense. He played at the left back, Ashraf Dari and Amr Ferhani. Then look at Anas Sehat and Yahya Jabran playing as a double pivot. Moed Elafi, Ahmed El Hassouni, Zuhair El Motaraji, and Guy Benza. These were the players that started the game for Wydad Athletic Club. On the part of CR Belouizdad, they made sure they had Tawfiq Muswayi, the goalkeeper, who was shown the red card. Shamsuddin was the captain, Sufyan Buchel, Chaub Haddad. They had Zakaria Drawi, Hossein Din Mrizigi, Khairuddin Mizugi, and Mohamed Islam Bakri. These were the players that started for CR Belouizdad. But with that, showed and let everybody know their quality that they possess, and they now are into the last four. So now the last four is Wydad Athletic Club. You look at ES Setif, Nadi El Ahly, and Petro Atletico. The parents are Petro Atletico de Luanda playing against Wydad Athletic Club. ES Setif against Nadi El Ahly for a place in the final of the 2021 African Champions League. So this was what happened in the quarterfinals of the 2021 African Champions League. We are waiting for the semi-finals, and whatever that will pan out, make sure that we come away with everything, the review and the preview of the matches. Here is the Madiba official channel. Please do not subscribe already. Kindly click on the subscribe button, then you click on the bell so you're notified in case of any video, you will get it early. Please, if there's anything that you think we can add up to the channel to make it much more interesting, any corrections, anything that you think we can add up, please kindly hit us on the comment box. You can also please do us a favor by sharing the video. All that we can tell you is that we thank a lot for everything that you've been doing for us. By always make sure you watch our videos by subscribing and wasting your time and everything. We appreciate it. Ghana will say, Ayiku, bye bye. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Gracias. Muchas.